All right, guys, so if you don't know us already, if you've not been on any of the webinars, or maybe you're just getting emails, I have people coming from all over, some who are on my list, some who are not. Myself and my brother are Satori Prime. I am running solo today, and if you have been following some of our emails, then you know my brother had his first child on Monday, so he's got his hands pretty full. And we had intended to bring you guys a money webinar, which was really going to knock your socks off, kind of a whole new way to create money in your life, new way to think about money, new way to give you freedom around money, and I promise you we'll bring you that next week. It's also going to come with some really, really special and unique bonuses, some courses that Elon and I took around money that kind of blew our socks off, and we're going to be giving you guys an opportunity to check out that course for free, and I think it's nearly $1,000 value, so definitely do not miss next week. But for tonight, we are going to use one of my favorite strategies. I'm going to teach you exactly how I use YouTube for marketing. And there's a variety of ways that you can use YouTube for marketing. Obviously, if you're involved in some company, you can obviously promote your primary offer. In addition, you can also promote other people's products online through affiliate marketing. And that's why I had ClickBank open, because I wanted to show you guys how to kind of reverse engineer creating YouTube videos that would assist you in marketing and help you make some commissions online, which could actually help you fund your main company or your primary proposal, whatever you got. And this is one of the ways that I offset my marketing costs. And let's just dive right in. So the first question you might have is, why YouTube? I'm sure you probably know that YouTube is one of the most popular sites in the country. This is in the country and the world, that is, and this is some statistics I pulled off of there, so I'm just going to read them to you really quick. There's more than 13 million hours of videos that were uploaded during 2010, and 48 hours of video are uploaded every single minute on YouTube, and this results in nearly 8 years of content uploaded every single day. 8 years of content. That's just absolutely mind-blowing. There's over 3 billion videos that are viewed daily. Users upload the equivalent of 240,000 full-length films every single week. More videos uploaded in YouTube in 1 month than the 3 major US networks created in 60 years. That's incredible. 70% of YouTube traffic comes from outside the US. I don't know if you guys knew that. And YouTube is localized in 25 countries across 43 languages. You can see their main demographic right there is between 18 to 54 years old. And YouTube has reached over 700 billion playbacks in 2011 alone. So that's pretty mind-blowing stuff. I don't know if that's as interesting to you as it's interesting to me, but every time I read these online statistics about YouTube and Facebook, my jaw just drops to the ground. So, all right, so let's kind of dive right into this. And, one of the first things you might be asking yourself, maybe you have something you already want to market, and maybe you don't, and maybe you just want to find out, exactly how to market some other products. So if you are not aware of affiliate marketing, there's a lot of affiliate marketing marketplaces online. One of the best ones out there and one of the most popular ones by far is clickbank.com. You can go to that website, and if you guys have a pen and paper handy tonight, you're definitely going to want to take some notes. So if you don't, definitely grab something you can write with. So you can go over to clickbank.com. And they really have, just about anything under the sun that you can think of in their marketplace. You can see it right up here, and it's broken down by categories, or you can just do searches. So for tonight's example, I'm going to use golf as kind of the main keyword, golf equipment, to be more specific. So if you would go to ClickBank and, click on golf, or just search for golf, a whole bunch of stuff is going to come up. I always search by what they call gravity, which kind of combines a few statistics here between sales, resales, and it just shows kind of the products that are making the most money. So you can literally see, different types of products that have to do with golf, like simple golf swing. And what you can do is you can actually click on this, see the landing page this is on, hopefully it's not too noisy, and figure out exactly what this person is trying to sell on this page, and kind of figure out for yourself where, and you got to really just sit down and kind of build an avatar for yourself, and sit down and think, people who are looking to improve their golf swing, what are the type of searches that they might be clicking into Google, and I'm going to show you how to kind of dig into finding more information about this. And the first thing you're going to want to do is pick a keyword. Clearly, keywords, I'm sure you've heard it before, It's by far one of the most important skills you can learn for any type of online marketing, whether that's building a web page and doing SEO. By the way, SEO stands for search engine optimization. So whether you're optimizing a page, whether you're optimizing a video, it doesn't matter. Keyword research, even if you're just using ad networks to push some marketing out there, so many of them use keywords. So if you don't know how to do keyword research, it's absolutely vital to your success in making money online. So the simplest tool that you will find online is the Google keyword tool. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to Google and show you how to find this. You don't really have to write down the link. Anytime you want to find this tool, just type in Google keyword. It's almost always at the top. That's that one right there. And you're going to want to bounce into it. If you have a Gmail account, you could sign in. Otherwise, it's going to ask you to fill out a CAPTCHA. And let's just go back to the presentation real quick. Okay, so keyword research. So I'm showing you the keyword research tool right now. I'm also going to show you a software equivalent that makes it really, really simple to find keywords. It does come at a cost, but you can actually try it out for the first 7 days for free. And I'll share with you what that is at the end of this webinar here. And typically what I'm looking for is SEO competition that's less than 30,000 pages or less that are competing for that particular keyword. This is what I call low-hanging fruit. I've been able to get on page 1 of Google for competition that's probably around as high as 300,000, and in some pretty rare cases up to 1 million. But for the most part, you want to find things that get a lot of views on them, but don't have a lot of competition. Obviously that makes sense. It's like if you were standing outside of a boxing ring and you had a choice of fighting someone, but before you stepped into the ring, you can see whether it's like a big burly guy or like a scrawny kind of guy that you would be scrapping with. Obviously your choice would be to jump in there with the scrappy guy because that would increase your chances of doing well. So SEO competition is kind of like that. You do have an opportunity to take a look before you get started building something, whether or not it's going to be highly competitive. And a lot of people build something first and then do this kind of research, and it really hurts them. So you want to start with this kind of research. Now, in most cases, I got to be very truthful. I find it very difficult to find things with 3,000 views or more a month that have less than 30,000 pages that are competing for them. So look, video SEO, like any SEO, is not a guarantee, but there is a systemized way to do it that pretty much assures that you're going to be ranked very well. And even if you're not on page 1, you should be receiving free traffic to your video. But obviously the point here is to get on page 1. And as I said, I have some videos that are ranked right on page 1, literally at the top out of 1.2 billion pages. That's billion with a B. So this definitely works. All right, so let's dig into this a little bit, and then I will show you exactly how I set up a video, okay? So like I said, for the purposes of this, I'm going to search golf equipment, depending on where you're from. And Google immediately is going to return a bunch of results for me based on my search. Okay, so what does this tell me? Number one, it shows me some competition, how stiff the competition is, or how low the competition is. But just because the competition is low, I'm going to show you in a minute how to see exactly how many pages are competing for it. But the real thing you want to look at is how many people are searching, for these particular keyword searches. And all this means is that this is literally what people are typing into their Google query and looking over there. So obviously marketers want to position themselves well. We can obviously see golf clubs are extremely high in terms of searches per month. And then if you want to just open a new page where you can do some research, you literally just click on that. It opens a second page, and here you can see right away that there's 61 million results. Now the first thing you want to do around any search term, and we would never use a search term like golf clubs, but I just want to show you this part first, is you're going to want to put quotations around it. And you're going to notice that immediately this number dropped to 28,500,000. Now the reason is when you put quotes around something in a search query in Google, it's only going to return searches based exactly on those words. This is what we call a phrase match. Okay, there's also a way to do an exact match, but you don't need that for this. When you don't have the quotes around it, it's called a broad match. So you'll actually notice that the searches change. I'm going to do it just one time so you can see it. Now golf clubs is kind of a short word, but in broad matches what happens is you'll notice that the words aren't always together. It may not necessarily say golf clubs. It could say like golf with Michael at a club or something like that, and it'll still return that search query because both words are in the search. Now, if you put the quotes around it, you're assured that every single search you have will have that exact terminology in it, golf clubs. So what this tells you is how many pages are actually search engine optimized for this exact term. Now you can see that's very, very stiff competition, and obviously that's based on the fact that marketers know that they have 7.5 million people searching that term. So if you can get towards the top, of these pages, which would be very, very difficult here, you're obviously going to have a very, very easy time getting a lot of traffic to your page or your video or your marketing, whatever you're doing, okay? Now, there's a distinction I want to make here, and that's a short tail keyword, and there's a long tail keyword. And what's the difference is a short tail keyword usually has 1 or 2 words. So we started with kind of a short tail keyword, golf equipment. But what we're really looking for is anything that has at least 3 words in it in the search query, if not even 4. There's 2 reasons we do that. Number 1, there's almost always less competition in longer tail keywords. Number 2 is this actually tells you the mindset of the person who's searching. Golf equipment doesn't tell me very much. It's a very, very broad terminology. But let's just look even at the first search term. If someone would type in discount golf equipment, and we can click on it and look at it, but obviously we know this person is in the mindset to save some money on their golf equipment, okay? Now, that's not terrible. So you can see, again, without the quotes, we had 6.3 million searches. With the quotes, which again is an exact search, you're down to 470,000. So this means you're competing with about 470,000 other pages, videos, what have you, for this specific keyword. Now, I don't want to use that, but I want to show you as an example of kind of what you're looking for as you go through here. Now, once you do this a while, you kind of get a feel for it. So I can kind of tell you, the ones at the top are going to be pretty difficult to rank for. Maybe TaylorMade might be okay. You can see even at the, without it being, there you go. See, we're already down to 118,000. So for me personally, I would give this one a swing. No pun intended. And another good way to see, especially for video marketing, is you can actually click on the video tab over here to the left and see how many videos are actually trying to rank for this specific keyword. Now you see there's only 15 videos. That's it. Your competition is 15 videos as far as YouTube is concerned. But really you want to be positioned where everything is. It's just a good way to see if people are trying to SEO for that through video, and if it's a competitive and profitable term. And then usually I'll just jump through Google through a few pages just to see if any videos actually show up in the searches, and it doesn't seem like they are. So that says to me, this may not be the best place to throw a video up, but you kind of get the idea between what I'm looking for, right? So let's just keep looking down. This one might be good. You can see it's not searched so amazing, but again, consider if you are at the first spot of Google, the first search query in Google gets about 56% of the clicks. So even if you were positioned here, you'd easily have about 500 clicks a month on your video, which is not too shabby. So let's just take a look at that just right now. And there you go. So that's a pretty good one. So what you can do here is go back into ClickBank, kind of find a product that maybe aligns with some of the things you see here on top, and possibly use that and make a video out of it. Again, I can't guarantee that it'll be up here, but one of the beautiful things about videos that's different than most web pages is that you can actually see where your video lands within just a matter of hours. So like literally, I make videos and they sit at the top of the page rankings in 3 to 4 hours. It's not something you have to wait a long time for. But I just want to keep digging a little bit deeper, try to find something maybe more unique. A lot of times if we can find something that's locally based, it's positioned around a city or a town, those tend to be really good. So let's see if we could find something like that. And guys, this is really how it works with just about anything you're doing. This is how I dig for things and make sure to position things in the right places. And I know I've searched for this before once, and I did find like Boston or Chicago. You know what? Just so I'm not burning through time, let's go back to, there we go. I just had my mouse right over it. So let's do golf equipment Boston, right? So see, there we go. That's cool. So here we have a search term that's got almost 1,000 searches a month, and I've heard that Google underestimates, so let's round that up to about 1,000 hits a month. About 15,000 competitive pages, only 8 competitive videos. I can pretty much promise you I can get a video here to the #1 spot almost immediately, okay? So let's just do this. Now let's assume that I'm in YouTube, and I'm just going to pull out one of my videos, one of my newer ones, I guess. And I've created about, I don't know, about 300 to 400 videos in my day, not just over here, but in a lot of places, and a lot of these at the top that you don't see have a lot of views is just because they're unlisted, and it's something I use for personal team training. But for our purposes, I will just use them simply to show you how to set up SEO, okay? So after you upload a video, let me just pause that. After you upload a video, let's go over here actually. You're going to have something that looks like this right when you upload the video. You're going to have these 3 slots to fill in, and this is where a lot of people just get their stuff wrong, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, okay? So obviously we have our main keyword picked out right here. So golf equipment Boston. I'm just going to copy and paste that real quick. And I'm going to put that in there. I personally like to, at minimum, capitalize every word. Sometimes if it's a phrase I really want to get people paying attention to, I capitalize the entire thing. In the past, I've always put quotes around my term. And then I try to work it into some kind of natural language. So, let's say purchase golf equipment in Boston. But recently I've actually noticed that it's very likely that Google has actually changed some of the ways that they rank things, and I haven't really seen a difference between putting quotes around it or not. I usually do it to be safe, and then if I see that it ranked, I take it off. But I don't have a hard and fast rule with that anymore. I used to be very adamant about putting quotes around it. Today, I'm not quite as much, okay? Now, let's just go back to ClickBank real quick. And let's say we wanted to use the simple golf swing, something that's more product-oriented. See, not all these things are golf. All right, you know what? Let's just use the golf one just for sake of the example. So let's say I wanted to do this on YouTube. I create my link. Now you're going to get some ugly link like this, and that's not what you want to put on YouTube by any stretch of the imagination. But you can go on a website like tinyurl or bit.ly, which is how to shorten URLs, right? So you basically just copy and paste the URL into there, and then tinyurl actually lets you pick the alias for your URL. So for this, let's say Boston Golf, something like that. So it's congruent. If it's not used, it'll let you use it. If for any reason someone's already taken that particular name, it'll let you know, and you'll have to put in something else, okay? So I'm going to copy that, and you can see if I punch that in now, tinyurl /Boston Golf, that this should take me right to that affiliate page. And you see it even has my affiliate name right in there, right? So once you have that, you're going to go back into your description. On my first line, I don't put any content. I just write website, colon, and put that in there. And it has to have the HTTP in front of it, colon, // You don't need the www, but the reason you have that is because it's going to create a hyperlink right underneath your video. And that's generally when you do your video, you're going to want to direct people and remind them continuously, if you're interested in getting more information, if you want to see more information about my business, if you're interested in this free training, whatever it is that you're leading them to, you're going to want to talk about that link, and you're going to want to encourage them to take action and click on that link, right? So that's the first thing that you want to do. Second thing is I always write just like a quick paragraph, says if you're interested in buying golf equipment in Boston, and you just want to make sure that you use your search term. basically over and over again down here, and I'm going to show you how to do this easy as pie, but just not to make it look messy in the beginning. I always like to do this. Then click on the link above and find the best golf equipment in Boston that is available today. Then I do this marker where I just write end so the person knows that that's all the content that they really need to read, okay? And now there's two ways to do this. So the first one is we're using obviously our search term golf equipment Boston. And here's where I go back to the Google keywords tool. And I'm going to type in golf equipment Boston here. And hopefully this has some things. The second thing I do is I check this box because now I'm only interested in search terms that have this exact query inside of them. I don't want to see other things. So if there are, it'll return other ones. And in this case, there aren't any because this is pretty distinct. But let's say I picked something like lose weight fast, and that was my search term, and I put that in there. I'll just do that real quick, like lose weight fast. I'm assuming this will have a bunch. You see, it's going to return queries with lose weight fast in them, like ways to lose weight, best ways to lose weight fast, all that kind of stuff, but it's always using my main query. So obviously this one didn't have it, but I'll show you how to dig a little bit deeper anyway. So now we go back to Google. But the point of this was, let's say I did find a few. So when I go and I tag up my video, and I'm kind of getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but you know, my first tag is always going to be golf equipment Boston. But let's say it said where to find or where to, right? My next one would be where to, and I would take that directly from Google AdWords. So like we saw lose weight fast, it said like how to lose weight fast. So my initial tag then would have been lose weight fast, then over here would be how to, and then you know discount or fast or whatever came up over there. I would just keep filling it in, but I make it so it's distinct to the original keyword search term. I don't start throwing other keyword terms in there. You know, I'm not going to look up like Titleist balls in here or anything like that. Now I'm just going to be really distinct to that one term. Then I go and copy that term again, and I just go right back into Google. I'm just going to take the in out of there. And you see, this is what Google has done. I'm sure you've noticed this before. It's called Google Suggest. Now, Google's suggesting things that are congruent or that people type in after they type in golf equipment Boston. So now we have MA area, Massachusetts, MA area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these as my keyword terms, okay? So I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to type in MA area was there. What else do we have there? Massachusetts and area, just area, and then Massachusetts. Did I spell that right? Probably not. Massachusetts, okay? And that's it. That's it for my tags. You know, that's what's going to have this thing rank on page 1 right away. Now, as far as the description is go, you saw that I put end, and there's a reason I didn't jump right into filling out the rest of the description, because I kind of knew that we would come to this step, right? So the next thing you want to do is put the quotes back around this thing. Now again, this is going to give you all the search terms that are related to golf equipment Boston, right? And what I do here is I either open up a text edit file, or if I'm doing this on a Piggy, I just open up my notebook file. And what I do is I actually copy everything that you see here, because in this script, you know, and everything that you see here on this page, my keyword search term is going to show up over and over again. And of course, my computer is acting up. There you go. So I take all this, I copy it, I go back to my text edit, and I go ahead and paste everything right on in there, okay? Now there's only one thing you need to do, which is remove basically all the hyperlinks, because if you were to add these hyperlinks in there, you're essentially giving juice, Google juice, you're helping these websites out for their ranking, and you don't want to do that with your video. So I'm just going to go ahead and erase all these. Last one. Okay, and now I'm going to take all this, copy it again, go back to my YouTube video, and we're going to paste it. And essentially, that's really all you have to do to get a video ranked on Google and get it ranked high. The only other thing I recommend is in your category to use the how-to or the education ones. A lot of the other ones tend to be extremely competitive. I pretty much use how-to and style for just about every single one of my videos. Okay, and then you would literally just hit save, and you are all set as far as your video is concerned. Now, for a little bit more advanced, the way that I've been able to take more competitive videos and rank them is I actually go into my YouTube, and let's say there's a specific video that I know has a keyword that's very difficult to rank for, like for instance, online home business or something to that extent, right? Because those are very, very competitive keywords. So let me see. These are recent videos, but let's say I was to take this, and I see obviously this is not getting as many hits as I'd like. I mean, it's a fairly new video, so it's probably still juicing.
Hi there, my name is Guy Ferdman. I'm a full-time home business.
Shut me up. And basically what you can do here is you can take this hyperlink. You can take a hyperlink of anything that you want to add more juice to, because backlinks is one of the main things that creates juice for you, okay? So you can just take that hyperlink, go to this new video, I type in something like other sites. Nobody's ever going to click on this, and if they do, I guess they're just going to watch another one of your videos. And I would just include it down here. And then I hit save. So I'll go back and I guess I'll change this later. But let me just show you what everything looks like once you hit save. Alright, so now we're saved. Sometimes if this gives you an issue and says there's something wrong, a lot of times it's because there's an arrow in the description, like a right arrow, and they don't allow that in the description, which is a little big of a pain in the butt. So if you do have an arrow, make sure you take it out, because if there's an arrow after you hit save, this will actually be blank and you'll have to do it over again. So a really good tip, which I should have done myself, is actually just to copy and paste it. Just copy this right before you hit save, so if there is an error of some kind, you don't have to redo all this. You can just paste it, look for the arrow, erase it, and hit save again, okay? So now if we were to view this on my page, I just want to make sure that everything is set up properly, okay? And the things that I'm looking for are as follows. Number one, I want to make sure that this is a blue link, that it's clickable, and that it's going to the right page. So I'm just going to click on it real quick. And while that's loading, I'll show you the other stuff. Okay, so then I do show more. Of course, you can see my description, the things that I wrote here. You may even want to just include this website down below, again, on the description. And of course, all that junk that we added here. And the last thing I want to do is I just want to make sure, see, this is hyperlinked, so that's a backlink for that video now. And the last thing I want to make sure is that it just broke down my tags the right way. There's sometimes a tendency for YouTube to not get it right. If you do a comma separation, you can actually do your tags with quotes around them. So each one of these terms would have a quote around them, like quote around this, quotes around this, quote around this, quote around this, and around that. And that's it. So I just make sure that the tags got accepted appropriately. Obviously want to make sure that my link is working properly, which it is. And basically, within a few hours, can pretty much guarantee you, if you go back to that search term, I mean, I'm going to take this down, so don't go looking for it later and be like, oh wow, that didn't work, Guy, what are you doing? I promise you, if I would leave this up within about a few hours to a day, this would be rocking and rolling up there, okay? So that is pretty much it, So let me just go back to my notes here real quick and make sure I covered the things that I wanted to cover. We talked about keyword research. We talked about the title. Make sure you use the keyword that you found. You work it into the title naturally, and you put quotes around it, like I said. I still do that, and you'll notice that pretty much on all my video titles if you looked. But I've noticed recently that something's changed in Google, and that's not necessarily working quite as well as it used to, okay? And then your description, like I said, website is on the first line, include http://. Make sure you're description heavy with your keywords inside there, or keyword heavy rather with your description, that's backwards. And then search the first page of Google for your keyword with the quotes around it, like I showed you, and then copy and paste those findings into your description minus the website domains, as you saw me actually take those out of there, okay? And then with the tags, make sure you use the main tag first, main keyword first to tag it, separated by commas, or this can say, or surrounded by quotes, and then use additional keywords associated with your main, sometimes called your base keyword, and this can be done in 2 ways, and those 2 ways I showed you. One is using the Google Keyword Tool, and then the other can be done just by typing it into Google and seeing what kind of suggestions that it gives you. I tend to use both. My other suggestion is that you do not use more than 8 tags. You usually want to be between 6 to 8 total tags, so I would definitely write that down. If it gets too tag heavy, I mean, just sit there and think how a robot thinks. A robot is looking for patterns. It's looking for formulas. So when it sees a term that's repeated cyclically throughout the video, it's assuming that that's what the video is about. Also, I've heard this, and this just might be hearsay, but I don't know if you've noticed this, and I can even show you it on some of my videos, perhaps. It's a little bit slower today because I'm on streaming the webinar to you guys, but I'll just...
Hi there, my name is Guy.
You see this? There's actually closed captioning now in all videos. I know it's still in beta, but essentially you'll see that if this is on, oops, and you transcribe the audio, I don't know why it's not working. There we go. You can see that Google is actually automatically doing closed captioning on this video. So they bought a service about 6 months ago, maybe even a year ago now, that can literally listen to what you're saying and transcribe it on the screen. So I have heard, I can't say that I know this to be true, but I have heard that if you actually speak your tags, like your keywords, in your videos, that they will rank better because Google now knows what you're saying in your videos and that they look for patterns in your speaking as well to rank the video. So just something to think about, okay? So that pretty much covers this. Now, just to go back for one last thing, when I showed you that video, the one I specifically showed you right now, where I put it on the bottom of my description, that's what we call a siloing. And if you find a video that you have that you really want to rank for, but you see there's stiffer competition than 30,000, let's say you go up to 100,000 or 200,000, and your video didn't rank on its own, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to start taking that backlink and sharing it on a lot of sites now. Obviously, Facebook is a great place to share your videos, but there are a slew of videos, of websites that you can share all over the internet. And one of my favorite places to do that, and this is how you can give your video a lot of juice, is you go to onlywire.com. This is a great, great resource, and you can actually tie this into trypro.com, which is even better. And if you're interested, I can give you links to both, actually. But OnlyWire, if you sign up here, and I can just log myself in real quick. Hopefully I remember what my login is. Cool. So if you come here, you can actually submit anything through OnlyWire, and if you sign up to all the websites this is associated with, you can literally submit it to about 40 or 50 other websites that'll immediately create backlinks for you the moment that video is created and instantly give it that juice. Now the way that I really use this, and I'll give you again I'll give you my link for this so you can find these things really easily. I use TryPro, and this is how I pretty much give everything I use juice. In TryPro, the best way I can explain it is like social networking, but for backlinks, where people help each other share backlinks. So it's not coming from the source, it's actually coming from other people, which is even more powerful. And you know what, I'll put that in here, and when I put this video up on our webpage, you guys will have this, so you don't have to write it down if you don't want to. So here's 2 tools that I want to give you. Market Samurai we haven't talked about yet, and I'm pretty sure that I've created a link for both of these for you guys. So if you go to trypro.satoriprime.com, it should take you right to that page. And if you go to SEO.satoriprime.com, it should take you right over to Market Samurai. Now Market Samurai, and I can even show you what the page looks like. So SEO.satoriprime.com. Hopefully that works here. It takes you right to marketsamurai.com. and you can download your free copy of Market Samurai. Now, Market Samurai is basically like an automated Google keywords tool, and I use this a ton because it helps me dig through keywords so fast. You know, if I had to do what we just did in Google Keywords, that might take me a few hours to find like a golden nugget. But this tool helps you find it in no time. So if you come here and register, you'll actually have 7 days to give Market Samurai a fair test drive and see if it's for you. I know it says here it's valued at $149, but if you actually choose to buy it in the first 7 days, I believe it's like $97 or so. And it's been one of the top reasons why I've been able to rank so many videos on top, and really it's helped me with a lot of stuff like web page SEO, and I've helped some team members find keywords. But I can tell you I've done this training for some people on my team. I have a team member right now that with a single video is producing about 5 to 7 leads for the company that we work for. Okay, and she gets trained by me, and this just obviously helps her create a ton of free traffic. Now, the one thing that we didn't talk about is YouTube PPC. And YouTube has its own pay-per-click engine. They actually call it PPV now, I believe. So if you go down to the bottom of any of your YouTube pages when you're on there, you can go to advertising. And I'm going to show you a couple of really cool, neat things. I'm not going to take you through the whole thing. You can kind of figure this out on your own, but I will show you what's available to you. And how to set this up rather quickly, okay? So you can see here's a bunch of videos. These are some newer ones I've done. You can see the average cost. They don't call it cost per click anymore. They call it cost per view, which means that a person, they used to just make it so if someone clicked on your link and they didn't even watch a video, you would pay for it. Now the person actually has to watch the video for X amount of time, so thank God they did that. But it's very simple. You basically just create a new promotion here, and once you got that, you can, it says just over here, create a new promotion. It's going to give you a list of all your videos. You literally just pick a video you want to promote, hit next, you write your copy, whatever you want it to be. See my video, this thing is awesome. This is obviously not what I would write, but I'm just trying to take you through this quick. You can actually have this viewed on the main page of your channel, so it's the first video people see. You would hit next, and then it's going to ask you to fill in keywords. Okay. This one hopefully lets me go. Okay, so then you would just use the same same type of keywords. You would go back to your Google keyword tool, type in golf equipment, and you can literally just start typing in one after the other. Over here, golf equipment Boston. And what this creates is a promoted ad. And you see once you add it, it goes over here. You hit next. You select how much you're willing to pay per view. I usually think 50 cents is usually enough for most videos, and you probably won't even pay 50 cents, closer to 20 to 35 cents. And then I would run my promotion. And there's a specific reason I'm doing this right now, because I want to show you something that's really cool that's going to show you how to get some free clicks without paying for them at all. Let's go back to my videos. This video. This is the video. So I'm going to go back into edit. This is the video I just ran a promotion on. Now, once you run a promotion, YouTube does something really cool. They do this call to action overlay thing. And this is where you can kind of create your own ad space. I know sometimes you're on a video and you see like a little pop-up. So that's called an advertisement overlay, but that you can actually create your own overlay. So what I can do here is, if you want to get more information, more info, let's say, it probably won't let you do something like click here. They find that too promotional. On the next page, you'll see some great secrets, whatever. Okay, and then you can actually add an image. You'd have to resize it for 56 by 56. I know we have one, but I'm going to just skip that step, and the image would show up in the overlay, and then it's going to display the URL. So let's say we were using, I don't know, for now let's just say CNN.com. And then the destination URL here, you would actually put in No, let's say like golf equipment or something. And here you would actually put in the tiny URL that we were using before. So it was Golf Boston, I believe. Right? And now I would save that. So I'm going to show you how cool this is. It's kind of sneaky, and I just don't see a lot of people using this, which is kind of mind-baffling to me. But it's such a great way to promote your video while they're watching it. And now when the video plays, you get this overlay. If there was a picture, the picture would show up over here too, and I definitely recommend pictures because it's a great way to do branding. But what this allows you to do, this is going to show up in the beginning and at the end of your video. People can obviously X out of it, but if they like it and they're watching it and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, I do want to find out more. Once they click on this, it's going to open a new page. And I probably put in the wrong thing. It's probably Boston Golf, right? But this would take them right over to your affiliate page again. So it's just another way to promote it. So if they don't click on this and they click on that, it still sends them over to that page. And it's just a awesome way to get more clicks. All right, so I highly, highly, highly recommend. Number one, you know, using PPC is going to drive a lot more traffic to your video in a shorter period of time. And then number two is creating these overlays, so when people actually come to the video, it urges them to take some action. Okay. So now I pretty much gave you guys the whole kit and caboodle here. Again, you have these two websites, Market Samurai, which you can find at seo.satoriprime.com, and tripro.satoriprime.com. Will take you over to TriPro's homepage. Both of these things are completely free to sign up. TriPro does have some paid services with additional advantages, but you can definitely use it for free, so I highly recommend it, okay? And then, as always, we're getting towards the end of this thing. As always, I want to give you guys encouragement and bonuses to take a look at. I don't know whether you're working in an opportunity right now or whether you're looking to take your education to the next level. But Elon and I work with a company called Carbon Copy Pro. It's a university-level education marketing company. It's also a way to buy and build a franchise online. So if you are attending tonight and you are registered on my list, but you have yet to take an application, I'm going to give you an opportunity to take off 75% off the retail price of the application, and it's going to come out to $9.95. The reason we take applications for our business is because, just like you, if you're looking for a business opportunity, you're trying to sift and sort through the right opportunity. Elon and I are always sifting and sorting through people as well, and we want to make sure that we're working with the right-minded people because we take our business very seriously. And if we're going to spend our time, promoting this person, giving them our knowledge, and showing them exactly how it is that we make money online, we want to make sure that we find the right people. So that's why we take an application, because we are also trying to remove the problem with dealing with tire kickers. And I could tell you, this makes it so that I never have to talk to anybody who's a cold lead and anybody who's not interested in making online. So if you're serious about getting started and making money online and you want to work with Elon and myself, then you're going to want to go over to carboncopypro.com/apply. And again, this is only if you're already on one of my lists. Once you get there, you're going to have a little page that just has only one thing you can do on it, which is type in your email address. You want to use the same email address that you used when you signed up for my list. And then when you actually go to the credit card checkout, you're going to have a section for a promo code. You're going to type in 9KIT, and it's going to give you that 75% off. So you're actually going to get that application for just $9.95, and that comes with some pretty outstanding bonuses, which I won't get into here, but it's some books written by the leading people in this industry, including the CEO of our company, Ann Sieg, and some other amazing people in this industry, okay? So you get a lot for your money just for doing that, as well as a consultation call with Elon and myself, all right? So you definitely get some bang for your buck there. If you are not registered and you're on this webinar tonight, then you can head over to satoriprimepro.com. That's one of my landing pages where you'll see me speak, and you can find out more information about myself and how it is that we make money online. You're going to want to get yourself registered there, and then the next page will give you additional information about exactly how it is that Elon and I make money online. So I'm requesting that if you do that, you go ahead and review the text, audio, and videos on that page. And if everything makes sense to you and you like what you see, you can just go ahead and go through the process, and on the last page there, you'll have an opportunity to take an application as well. Again, just use that same promo code 9KIT, and you'll get 75% off the application price, and we will receive it and get in touch with you within 24 hours to talk to you about you know, what kind of goals you have and exactly how it is that you see yourself going forward, and you know why you're doing what you're doing. Okay. So that's pretty much it for the presentation, guys. You know, I have a few minutes here. If you want to hang out and ask me some questions, I'll be more than happy